Hi, I am Suganya, Assistant Professor in Department of Business Administration in Dr. SNS Institutions College of Arts and Science. Today we are going to discuss the topic of linear regression. What is the meaning of linear regression is, it is going to predict something based on the past and present data. That is the main concept of the linear regression. It comes under the model of supervised learning. What the supervised learning model will do is, already the collected data is classified into the specific classes, that is called as a supervised learning. This model comes under the topic of supervised learning. So here what it is going to predict? It is going to create and find the relationship between the input and the output data. In other words, it can also be going to find the relationship between the dependent and the independent variable. So the output, it is going to changes as the constant rate as the when is the input is changed at that time, the output is also going to change. That is the relationship between the input and the output. So here it is how the relationship is represented. Through this straight line only the relationship is represented in the linear regression model. Okay, how it is important? What is the need? Why we are going to study or further communications of the linear regression? Why it is important in the predictive analytics means, it is the simplicity and interpretability. Why it is simplicity and interpretability is nothing but it is we can easily learn and we can easily change the code and we can easily modify the data. So that is the first one. Second one will be of predictability. How it is going to be a predictability means, it is always be the dependent on the independent variable. So it is going to predict the future data based on the past and present data. So third one will be the efficiency. How it is efficient is, we can create the model, that model may be used in the future also, that is the efficiency. Fourth one will be of widely used. So it is going to used in the worldwide ranges. So that is the need for going to the linear regression model. So second, the next one will be the LM function. How we are going to implement linear regression in our programming means through LM function. So LM is nothing but linear regression model. So through this function only we are going to implement predictive linear regression in the predictive models. So second function will be of summary. What the summary will do is, it going to collect and give the detailed analysis of the result. That is that concept is created by using the summary function. Okay, this is the theory part. So whatever we are studying based on the workout only, we need to know that how the model is working well or not. So through the coding we are going to learn. So for using or creating the linear regression model, we need to load the specific data. So I am going to load the data of iris. So the iris data, it is the inbuilt data set present in the R programming. So it contains 150 rows and 5 columns. So the columns are sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width, and finally it contains the classes of 3 different classes, that each class contains the 50 records. So this is the data analysis about the iris data set. The whole iris data set we are going to read the data. It contains 150 rows and 5 columns. The 5 columns are sepal length and sepal width, petal length and petal width, and finally the classes. So here I am going to analyze the iris data through the linear regression model. So for that I am using the model as the variable. So here I am going to create the function as LM. So in that function I am going to add the dependent and the independent variable. Here I am setting this sepal length is an independent variable. So sepal width is a dependent variable. So from this analysis only I am going to find out. Here I am mentioning the data as data equal to iris. So here the data is collected from the iris data set. So it takes only 2 columns, that is the sepal length and the sepal length. So based on the sepal length, the sepal length may be varying. So whether we need to specify only one means, yes, in the simple linear regression model we are going to take only 1-to-1 relationship, that is only one dependent variable, only one independent variable. In case of if we going for the multiple linear regression model, we can take many number of dependent and the independent variables. So finally the model is stored in the variable of model. So here we need to analyze them further. We can use the function as summary bracket the variable name. Here I have stored in the variable of model, so that's why I have given as summary bracket model. So here whatever the data, that is we are already the training data is separately done, and we are going to analyze with the test data. So for that I am using the function called predict. So what are the model predictions done? So I am loading into the data for the testing data. So this result is stored in the variable of A. So finally the result is displayed in the function of print. So print A is going to display whether the training data. So based on the training data I have created the model. The model is correctly classified the test data or not. So what we have discussed in this video is here what is meant by linear regression and why it is important in